life tips, tools, and solutions to help make life better for you. And as you can see, we have a very special guest with us on tonight, Miss Tawana Murphy. Welcome, Tawana.
Thank you for having me.
It's so good to see you.
Yeah, so excited.
So I have admired Tawana for all of her years in media. Oh, absolutely. You know what? You emceed a program that I performed at. It was, I cannot even remember the name of it, but it was a gospel concert.
I remember.
You remember?
I remember.
Okay, all right. There's been quite a few.
Long time.
Yeah, probably over 10 years ago.
Yeah, over 10 years. Surely is.
Yeah.
And you, surely is. She was singing.
Yeah, my stage name was Karla Michelle.
Mm-hmm. I remember.
Yeah, you remember that?
I remember I was hosting.
Okay, and you did a great job hosting, as always. So, you've done a lot of things. You have run for political office. You have started your own radio station, WDEM. You have music out. What is it that you haven't done?
Acting.
Acting? Okay. I thought I saw you in. I thought you have acted in something.
You know what? Yes, I have.
Cause you do a play?
Yeah, but that was a long time ago when I was in high school. Oh. I was talking about it. That's what happened.
Okay.
But I did acting like a long time. I haven't did nothing recently, in my older years.
All right.
But I have acted like I had a role in Dreamgirls. Then I had a role in A Man's Corner, and then I had a role in The Wiz.
What part did you play in Dreamgirls?
I was an understudy, but I was a dancer too. So I did the understudy because what happened was
Tawana has the acting chops, so we got to get her in a Memphis play. That would be awesome.
I know, I have fun doing that.
So you did have your own show on SVP TV, and then you went on hiatus. What you been up to since you've been gone?
Well, I kind of took a break.
Yeah.
Since my mom had took ill.
Yeah.
Last year, and so I just stopped everything. I just stopped everything, and next week will be the 1-year anniversary of the death of my mom, and so I just kind of let everything go and just didn't do anything.
Yeah, and that's okay. You took care of yourself. You have to do that sometimes.
Yeah, we do.
Okay. So one of the most exciting things right now is you've got a book coming out.
I do.
And
I've been writing this book, Karla, for 15 years.
Whoa.
And the first half of the book is done because the second half, I've almost done with the second part of the second book. But I've been writing the first one, and so I've been hesitating for years trying to put it out.
Okay.
And so somebody said, just put the book out. And I was like, no, because everything in there is explicit, but it's my life, and it's what happened to me throughout my journey of being here in Memphis. And so I said, I'm not going to tell. I just don't want to put it out because of what happened. And then she said, well, maybe that's what you need to do is to put it out so that people can see and hear your story and what you've overcome. And so when I wrote the book, as I was writing the book, there's a lot of people in the book that helped me throughout my journey, and Debbie McClendon being one of them. And so, like I told you before the show started, she stopped me from going to jail plenty of times.
Okay. And for you all that don't know, Debbie McClendon is the producer of the SVP TV network.
She's the producer and owner of it. And so the things that I had experienced throughout that time, the good, the bad, the ugly, this book, when you read the book, it's going to make you laugh. It's going to make you cry.
Okay.
It's going to make you want to throw stuff.
Oh.
I mean, it's going to take you through all of those journeys in the book because that's what I experienced.
Okay.
I experienced being homeless. I experienced trying to commit suicide. So all of that stuff is in the book.
Okay. Now, what caught my attention was the title, The Bridge That Burnt Me. Tell us a little bit about what made you name it that.
My mom always told me before she died, careful about the bridges that you cross. Careful about how you connect the bridges, because some bridges are not meant to be connected.
Okay.
And so she said, some bridges you'll go across will be good bridges. Some will be bad, and some you just don't ever want to see ever again.
Yeah.
You can never build the bridge back that you never want to cross again. And of course, some people say, don't burn the bridges that you cross. We hear that all the time.
Right.
Don't burn that bridge because you're going to have to cross it again. And it's a true saying. Don't burn that bridge because you're going to have to eventually go across that bridge again. And a lot of people that have burned me throughout the years have to come back across the bridge now. Because back then, they wouldn't help me. I couldn't get nobody to see about me. I couldn't get no help. I couldn't get anything. A lot of people had turned their back on me, about 10, 15 years ago. And so now, the bridge that they burnt with me, now they have to come back across because now they're helping me. What you need? How can I help you?
Yeah.
Now I don't have a problem getting anything from anybody. But back then, I couldn't get nothing. I mean, they left me hanging.
That's unfortunately, that seems to be a common theme in Memphis. And I even remember the program where I sung. I felt like I did a really good job, and I remembered that one of the DJs, I think he was hosting with you.
Yeah.
He made a comment about people not being supportive of people who already have a name. And so I think Memphis can be guilty of that, not supporting people who already have a name, not helping people get to that platform.
Yeah, get to their platform. And I had to fight to get to the platform. Even now, we have some people that still won't, they know I got it, they know I'm doing it, but I'm doing it by myself. You can pull somebody over. Like you and what you're doing here.
Yeah.
When I see something you do, I'll share it over. Like, oh, okay, Karla doing this.
Yeah.
But most people don't do that in this city.
That's true.
If you're not in their clique.
Okay.
If you're not in their clique, then they'll cut you off. They won't invite you to nothing. You can't do nothing. Like, oh, I'm not gonna invite you over here because you're not pretty enough, or you don't have your attitude is not good enough, or you're not successful enough. So you can't be over here. I don't want to invite you to my parties. I don't want to invite you to my galas or anything they got going on. I don't want to. You're not part of us because you don't fit in. You don't fit the scope of what I'm trying to do, even though you may be. But because you're not jumping to kiss their butt.
I just because
I was going to say something else.
Yeah.
I was going to say something else, but because you're not jumping to kiss their butt, then you don't fit in.
That's interesting because I just heard somebody saying that today. I was at a place of business, not gonna say where I was, and the manager was saying, well, she ain't kissing butt, so she ain't gonna move up,
Yep.
And so that's one thing that people feel like you have to do. But when it comes to building community among one another and helping one another in business, that shouldn't be what it's about.
Right, but that's what it is about. They refuse to help you. I know somebody right now, I know a few people right now that have what I need to move to the next level, but they refuse to give it to me because I don't do what they want me to do. I don't settle for less than anything that I know I'm capable of. I'm not going to sit there and let this lady say, well, Tawana, I'm not going to give you this because A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Because I already got A, B, C, D, E, F, G, but I got to bow down to you to get it. But I already have it.
Yeah.
Why should I have to bow down to you to get it?
Okay.
When I'm already on the level that you're on. But because of your name and the people butt that you have kissed, it's already there for you. But it's not there for me because I don't kiss their butt. So it ain't gonna be there for me. So I have to work hard to get what I need. I have to work extra hard to get the things that I need done. Even with my reading program, with the summer reading camp, I gotta go beg for what I want. But other people can come right in and they'll give it to them, thousands of dollars.
Okay.
When I have to beg, oh, you're not a 501c3. I shouldn't have to be a 501c3 if you see me helping educate these kids. I should be able to say, I need a donation.
Okay.
I need a $500 donation. They need shirts. They need food. They need this. Instead, I got to go beg for it when other people that's not even a 501c3 can walk right in and they'll give them the money. Because I don't fit the criteria. I don't bow down. I'm my own person.
One of the things, and I'm hoping that this is true, do you feel like some things are getting better here in terms of people in business supporting one another and networking? And maybe it might be happening more so for the arts.
I'm going to say yes and no.
Okay.
You know what I want to say? I'm going to say yes and no. It's yes for the people in the clique. It's no for the people that's not in the clique.
Oh, okay.
You understand where I'm coming from?
Yes.
So that's how they work it here. Is she don't belong here, or she's not what I need her to be. Somebody said something to me the other day, and I'm not gonna say the name of the person. but she has a successful business. And I went in there the other day to talk to her about some stuff. And I said, oh, I can help you do this. I can help you do that. And she said, wow. I said, well, she said, you're the first black woman to come in here and say you can help me. Wow. She said, I've helped people throughout the years in this city. And they won't even invite me or won't even put me on the list as successful black businesses. And I said, you kidding me? She said, no.
And it's not like that in other cities.
It's not like that in other cities. It's just us. It's us. And she's different from me. She actually has a successful business. And she's not, and I got a successful business, but she's been doing this for years and years. So why come she don't fit into this category over here? Why is she out here by herself struggling? When all the other people that are doing the same thing are surviving because they're helping each other, but they won't help her.
And some of it's, I think some of it is fear that the person that they're helping is going to go further than them.
And that's exactly what it is. Haterism, jealousy. And that's the thing that we have to get out of. Haterism and jealousy.
And the thing is, I follow Dr. Rosie Bingham. She was the president of the American Psychological Association and big ties with the University of Memphis. But she talked about poverty and people feeling like there's not enough. And she talked about God telling her that there's enough for everybody.
It is. It's enough.
You know. And so if we really knew that, if we didn't have a poverty mindset, then we would be about supporting one another. Because if we support one another, there's more for everybody to enjoy. And then we see it happen in other cultures.
Yeah, it's just us.
Yeah.
It is just us. We made an analogy the other day, and I said, one thing about the Mexicans, it's 100 people in their house. It's about 50 people in a 3-bedroom house. It's 100. You got about 90 cars out there.
Yeah.
And they all live in this one house. And they all work with each other. They save their money. And then once one gets to the 10,000 bracket, then that person moves out, starts a business, get a house.
Yeah.
And then they move somebody else in, and the next one get to 10,000 or 20,000, and then they move out, start a business, get a house. We can't even get to the house to start a business, get a house, because we start being envious of each other. We can't help each other. We won't help each other as a culture. It's more of a jealousy, hatred thing.
Yeah.
And we can't move forward. But then they say, oh, well, the Mexicans came in and they buying up all the property. But look how they moving.
Together.
They moving together. No matter what we see, we was talking about this Republican-Democrat thing that was going on. And they said, well, no matter Trump, I can't stand him, but Trump. But with Trump can do whatever he wants. And the Republicans are going to stand with him. Wrong, all the way around. He wrong as 2 left shoes. But the Republicans doing what? They standing with him. But us in the Democratic Party, let one mess up, and they gonna shoot him down. I ain't worried about him. Instead of us supporting that Democrat, helping that Democrat, okay, we know he messed up, we know she messed up, okay, this is what we need to do. Let's still support her. Or let's still support him, and then we can help them along the way and help them, change some of the things that they're doing. But instead, we let that person hang out to dry. And that's why they say the Democrats can't get along with each other. The Republicans can. They can't stand each other. Republicans can't stand each other, but guess what? They make it work.
They get
along.
They
come together. Even when it matters.
Yeah.
They don't care what Trump do, but they come together. And that's what we don't do as Democrats. We don't come together. And this is one of those serious things. And I didn't mean to flip it, but it was just one of my analogies.
Yeah.
Because I didn't mean to flip it, but it's like this election is so important.
Yeah, it is.
It is important because it's time for us as Democrats to get out there and vote. And that's why I just used my analogy while I was talking about it.
Right.
Because we seem to not want to vote. And everybody that I talk to said, I ain't voting. I don't like to vote. I ain't going to do it. Don't do this. This is our problem as black people.
Yeah.
This is our problem as Democrats.
Yeah.
This is our problem without helping people build businesses because we're too busy hating on each other that we won't help each other. Even with our local elections. A lot of people say, I'm not voting. I'm done. I ain't doing nothing. But the local elections is what sets us up for the bigger elections.
They do.
We control the city. And if you don't get out there and vote, then we end up with the same people in office that's not doing what they're supposed to do in the first place because we don't support each other.
Right.
And when
Right.
we do that, we get the mess that we're dealing with right now.
Yeah. Well, speaking of not supporting each other, let's get a little bit into your book, because your book talks about emotional and verbal abuse that you experience. So tell us a little bit about what the book is talking about.
The book focuses on mental and physical abuse.
Okay.
Because I've experienced that. And the book starts off with my ex-fiance.
Okay.
And the things that we went through, on to my husband, on to the foolishness that I dealt with.
Okay.
With TM. I'll just
Okay.
put the initials.
Okay.
With TM. And so it focuses on how the abuse started. How it got offensive, how it got, offensive, how it got manipulating and controlling. The things that I did to try to combat that. And how I tried to seek help from the church. And I was shunned down, like, let me see how I want to say this. When I went to some of the people at the church, it was more so, you got to deal with this. Whatever's happening in your house, don't say nothing. Put your makeup on, fix your face. It's gonna be all right.
Really?
Don't say nothing. And so for a minute, when I talked to some of the women, even in the women marriage counseling thing, and I was like, well, are y'all going through the same thing? Yeah.
Wow.
But they fix it up. They dress it up and they make it look so easy to do. When on the outside they look good, but the inside was hurting. And I said, so y'all go through this hurt every day? They said, we get used to it after a while, and you will too.
Whoa, that's deep right there.
Yeah, and I said, well, how could you too? And that right there was, it took me a whole different route, because it's like, how could you help me when you're dealing with the same thing?
Right.
You're going through the same abuse, and you're standing there as if it's okay. It's not okay.
It's not okay.
And so you're telling me to dress it up.
Yeah.
And in that book, I talk about that.
Okay.
How people wanted me to dress it up, even though that I was being beat, even though I was being mistreated, even though I was being locked in my house, locked in my room, keys taken, phone taken, everything taken, how I was a prisoner in my own home. And people say, it's going to be all right.
No.
Let it sit. Pray about it. God will work it out. But they all was dealing with the same thing. And so I shunned away from the church at that point, because it's like, you're not helping me.
Right. No.
You're not helping me. You're telling me to deal with this. It's okay to be abused mentally and physically. It's okay to be locked into your house. It's okay to be dogged out, mistreated. It is okay. I just need to dress it up, put on my clothes, put on my makeup, come to church like nothing's happened.
No. And that's not love.
That's not love.
That is not love.
You don't love nobody that you hit. You don't love nobody that you hurt. You don't love nobody that you cheat on and mistreat. That's not love for nobody. Nobody is not love. And so that was one of the segments in the book that I talk about, how the church made me think it was okay. It was acceptable. And it's not.
How long did you go through that?
That was 3 years.
3 years. Yeah.
3 years. And I tell the story all the time, is when I walked away, the night that I walked away, my daughter, I have an autistic daughter, and she was, I think, 14 at the time. I grabbed my daughter, and I threw whatever I could in my truck. And I drove around Memphis, because I didn't know nobody here.
Yeah.
It was just me and my daughter, so I didn't know anybody here. So I was just driving around Memphis, trying to find somewhere. So I parked at the McDonald's on 3rd and Brooks. And I went in and I got my daughter something to eat, me and my daughter something to eat. After I fed her, I gave her her medicine, and I put her in the back seat. I gave her her cover, put a pillow on, and I let her lay there. And I just let my seat back.
Yeah.
And I went to sleep. And about 2 hours into the sleep, the police knocked on the door, because I guess they seen me sitting there for a long time. They knocked on the window. And when I rolled down the window, they seen my face. And the first thing he said was, say no more. I didn't even have to speak. He said, follow me. And so I followed the officer. He sent me to a secluded place. And that's when somebody else came and picked me up and took me and my daughter to a domestic violence shelter. And that's why I stayed for like 3 months.
Okay.
I still had a job, but
Yeah.
I stayed there for 3 months because I had nowhere to go.
Right. Right.
And so they helped me get on my feet.
That's good.
And so that's how, and those people right now I still work with. Miss Odom from the YWCA, Miss Harris.
Right.
You know, a lot of those women I still talk to, I still help out. You know, I still send money or donate, you know, what I can to them.
Right.
Because when I was going through, they were there.
Yeah.
They were there, so they seen my ups and downs, end up going back again. That's when I started here at SVP TV with Daddy.
Okay.
That's in the book too.
Okay.
Then I ran into TM.
Okay.
Supposed to be managing me, turned into something totally different.
Okay.
And so from that point on, my life was hell. I mean, I had hell coming in, but it was super hell then.
Right.
And so no matter what I did, I can't tell them all the book. I'm just giving you, I'm just talking around it. You know, no matter what I did, what I said, how I moved, nobody believed me. Nobody. Because that person had a name bigger than me. That person had a bigger platform than me. That person can do what he wants, say what he wants, and they see no wrong, even though they knew it was wrong. They just didn't see any wrong. So I was at the losing end of that stick.
Yeah.
Every job I got fired. He called and made sure I got fired. Homeless again. All that's in the book. Homeless again.
And I know, you know, from working with, and first of all, I'm sorry that you went through all that. And I didn't realize you went through all of that. I really didn't.
Never said a word. Because after 3-4 times, and you're battling and you're fighting, and you're not getting any results, no matter how many restraining orders, no matter how many times I went to the court, no matter what I did, it was like arrest, dropped, arrest, dropped, arrest, dropped. No prosecution, none of that. So it's almost like, why am I doing this? Why am I keep calling? Why am I keep going out here and getting restraining orders? Why am I doing all this stuff when nobody's listening?
Right.
Nobody hears me.
And from what I've seen, it's very difficult to prosecute domestic violence. And
Very difficult.
to get it taken care of.
And that's why many women in the city are killed through the hands of domestic violence, because they don't hear us.
And and I can also attest to the fact that a lot of women end up in prison because they end up handling it physically, you know, attack and killing the person who's been abusing them. And that's unfortunate as well.
Yeah, and so, and no matter what we do, no matter what we do, right now, Karla, you can look it up. I got about 40 police reports, if not more.
Yeah.
If not more.
Yeah.
Everything. And it's like, this is unacceptable. It is unacceptable for our jurisdictional system because they don't back us. As women that's being verbally abused and physically abused, they do not back us. No matter how many times we go out there, no matter how many times, and all of my stuff was factual, proven, pictures, videos, whatever, sent it over. Arrest. An hour later, he released. Now I'm a bunch of bees. I'm disrespected. No matter how much I sent out there, they never heard me. Never heard me. They only heard that person.
Okay.
Because that person had a bigger platform than me. I didn't have a name at the time. But everybody knew my name because of the stuff that I've been going through.
Right.
But no matter what I did, shut it down. I'm just now getting the due diligence, I would say, 10 years later. They just now in the process of believing my story because I have a name now.
Right.
I got a platform now. So now they're going back and pulling stuff up and say, oh, she was right all this time. Why didn't you do it then?
Ooh, that's a long.
Why didn't you save me then? When there's a story, you can go back and look at it, or I'll tag it to you, with this last election with Amy Wyrick and Steve Mulroy. And when that person endorsed Amy Wyrick, media called me, did a whole interview.
Oh, okay.
And then I told them what was done to me.
Yeah.
How all of my reports were swept under the rug. How when I reported stuff, they just didn't pay no attention, or they made it go away.
Right.
And so that was the reason, that was one of the reasons why Steve Mulroy won, because they went back and researched it. But the main one that I wanted them to research, they never found. They never found it. The very first one I put out there, they never found it because Amy Wyrick made it go away.
Well, I'm sure I'm gonna go back and look at that.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad and proud of you for sharing your story. It takes a lot of courage for you to sit here and share that with people, and a lot of women need to hear that and need to see your example of somebody who has come out on the other side, because I know there's a lot of women who are going through that right now, you know, and they need to know that they're not alone. And in fact, last Thursday when we wanted to do it, it was National Share Your Story Day.
I know, and I thought we was gonna storm, and I was like, I thought it was gonna storm. I thought it was gonna storm, and it didn't storm. I said, oh, we could have did the show.
Well, I mean, anyway, it stormed where I was. So
Okay.
But anyway,
Okay.
We did the best that we could with the information that we had.
Yes, ma'am. yes, ma'am.
So when can people get a copy of the book?
Well, we're trying to get the book out by March 27th, which is my mom's birthday.
Okay.
But because when you are editing a book, he said it's like everything got to be in place. You know,
Yeah.
you book on,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
You talking about your book. You,
Yeah.
I push it on you now. You got a book, you know.
Yeah, it does. It does. It takes a lot.
It takes a lot. And so we're trying to push it for my mom's birthday, but if not, no later than April 16th, it will be out.
Okay.
No later than that time. And I just wanted the women to see some of the stories and some of the things that I've been through in this book, and let them know that anything is possible. You don't have to stay there. You just got to get up.
Okay.
That's the problem that they have to see. You just got to get up. If you lay there in it, then you'll stay there.
Yeah.
And then it'll go somewhere else. But I fought. No matter what I did, I fought. I fought. Even the day that I was 6 months pregnant with my son, and I wanted to commit suicide. And I had the gun jammed. I was sleeping in an abandoned house on top of some clothes. And every day, 6 months pregnant, I would climb out the window to get in my car to drive around the city to find some place to be until that night. And that night I would go back and sneak in that house so that I could have a place to lay my head. You know, and people don't understand, you know, the stuff that I've been through. One time I was, and I told this story before, so it's okay to tell it because it's in the book too. And one story I told in the book was the day that me and my daughter was sleeping, and we were sleeping on the side of the hotel, and there was a man that came out, and his name was David. And he came out and he was like, oh, ma'am, you've been sleeping out here for the last few days, you and your daughter. He said, I tell you what, I'm gonna give you a key. Come in the back door at 9 o'clock, but you gotta be gone by 6 a.m. in the morning. So I said, okay, I can do that. And so every night, you know, he would put the key in a place where I can go get it.
Yeah.
Me and my daughter would go. And I told him one day when I was coming out, I said, when I get on my feet, I'm coming.
Yeah.
When I get on my feet, I'm gonna bless you.
Yeah.
Because you didn't have to help me.
Yeah.
I said, but I'm gonna bless you because you've helped me
Right.
and my baby. You let us stay here at night. We got food, you know, we take a shower. And I know I had to be out by 6 o'clock, but he did. And so about 3 months later, I went back to see David at the hospital, at the hotel over there on Sycamore View.
Oh.
That's that
okay.
hotel, right there, that motel,
Yeah.
the Sycamore
Yeah.
View, right there. And I went back to see him, and I said, "Is David here?" And the man said, well, "Who is David?" I said, "He worked here. He was a night supervisor." They know David here. I said, "Yes, it is. Tall black man." He's like, "No, ain't no David here." So I don't know who that was. It was just a savior. That sometimes God does send people. You don't know why, but God does send people. I've never seen that man again. Never seen him. But I went back to find him. Wasn't there. No David worked there. I don't know if he told me a wrong name or not, but no David worked there.
He bad told you a wrong
Right.
name.
He told me the wrong name or something. But he didn't work there. And when I went back at night to see if he was there, he wasn't there.
Okay.
So
Well,
those kind of stories.
beautiful, beautiful story. Well, we're going to go to commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to continue talking to my special guest, Tawana Murphy.
Ladies, do you feel feminine during your feminine flow? You know, your monthly cycle, your period? Are you still suffering in silence? The suffering is over. It's time to choose Rain. Rain is an all-natural, premium sanitary napkin with 8 layers of cotton, high-grade polymers, graphene to help cut bacteria by 99.9%. Ladies, let's protect the most precious jewel in the world, you.
Rain Premium Sanitary Napkins do not make any medically backed claims or personal recommendations of any kind. For more information, contact Marilyn McGee.
Can you actually imagine hosting your next event at the all-new SVP Banquet and Event Center? Yes! Spacious, beautiful venue with plenty of parking, located in the heart of East Memphis. Let us host your next intimate birthday gathering, family repast, bachelorette party, wedding and reception, baby shower, corporate meeting, social club event. Call us today. Don't wait. 901-244-6874. The all-new SVP Banquet and Event Center.
You're talking about a good time shield. We all come on now.
Center Stage Gospel Music live from Memphis, Tennessee, featuring gospel artists from around the world. Toe tapping, hand clapping, down home gospel music. Watch on Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, and your local Comcast. Download the SVP TV app now on your smart television and mobile device. Center Stage Gospel season premieres Sunday, 8 p.m. Central.
Hey folks, it's Issa Haddad here. I got some good news and a special invitation for you to come see me here at Sunrise Collierville. Come on down, check out my inventory with new, pre-owned, and certified vehicles to choose from. I can get you finance when no one else can. Come on by, bring your family. I treat you like family. Come see me, Issa, here at the #1 dealership in the Mid-South, 4605 Houston Levy Road, Sunrise Collierville. Come on down, check out my inventory with hundreds of vehicles to choose from, pre-owned, new, and certified.
Good news from Sunrise Chevrolet. Get in your new vehicle today. Come on in, ask for Issa. Bankrupt, slow pay, bad credit, it's okay. Let Issa put you in your brand new truck or car today when you shop at Sunrise Chevrolet Collierville.
And don't forget, ask for me, Issa.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm here with my special guest, Tawana Murphy. She is a new author, and the title of her book is The Bridge That Burnt Me.
Yes.
So we're here talking to her about that, and I was asking, she was saying that there's going to be a part 1 and a part 2.
Mm-hmm. Part 2 of the book.
Part 2 to the book.
To the book, yeah.
Okay,
Because
yeah.
part 2 tells a story. It tells the different parts of my life where people that you think wouldn't hurt you. You know, it tells the artist side of it. It tells what I'm still going through with dude, you know, because it still haven't stopped. It gotten worse. But I'm able to fight.
Okay.
You know, I'm not the same Tawana I was 10 years ago.
Okay.
You know, 10 years ago, I didn't know nobody. I'm in a city where I didn't know nobody. You know, but now, in this age, this time, I can fight.
Okay.
But then I'll tell you, in part 2, it talks about some of the political people, some of the stuff they asked me. Of course, I changed the name for the sake of them trying to sue me. But I do talk about it.
Yeah.
You know, and talk about some of the stuff that has happened, you know, in book 2.
Okay. And how will people be able to get a copy of the book?
Now, I'm going to do a book signing when the hard copies come. It's going to be 100 hard copies. So I'm going to do a book signing, and of course, you can go on Amazon and order it. And then it's going to, like I told you earlier, it's going to be on audio. They'll be able to listen to the book as well.
Okay.
It's a rough one now. It's going to take, I sent the book to one of the professors, the script
Okay.
of the book, and she just wanted to read the script of the book. So I sent it to Dr. Betty Speaks.
Oh.
And she read the book, and she called me back. She said, I started the book at 7. She said, and Murphy, I couldn't put the book down. She said, even though it's the script of it, she said I couldn't put it down. She said, and when I got to chapter 3, she said, I can't put the book down. She said, I was up reading the book till 4 a.m.
Wow.
She said, it's that good. She
Okay.
said, and in some parts of it, I started crying. She said, I had to get a glass of wine. She said, some parts I was crying, and some parts I was like, I want to whoop this, you know, I want to whoop him. because
Okay.
it's in there.
It's in there.
It's
Okay.
in there, and it's part, like I said, it's parts where you want to cry. It's parts where you want to cuss somebody out. It's an emotional book.
It sounds, yeah,
It's
and it sounds like,
emotional.
yeah, you've had an emotional journey, but you've gotten stronger. I know that you had support. You mentioned the YWCA. Where do you draw your strength from?
God and the people that support me. You know, I had a support team, and I talked about her earlier today on my live, when I was live earlier today, and I met her 12 years ago. And she met me when I was homeless. And it's in the book too, and she called me one day and she said, "Boss lady, you hungry?" And I said, "I'm hungry." I didn't know her from Adam. She didn't know me
Okay.
from Adam. Her name is Tony Thomas.
Okay.
And she didn't know me from Adam. And she said, "Where are you? I'm going to feed you. Where you at? You need some money?" And at first I was proud, and I was like, "I'm hungry."
Yeah.
You know, and so she met me. Not only did she bring me something to eat, but she put some money in my pocket. She didn't know me from Adam. She just knew what I was going through,
Yeah.
and she didn't know me.
Right.
And when she met me that day, you know, she gave me a hug, she talked to me, she kissed me, prayed with me, and she fed me and my baby.
Yeah.
And she knew I was homeless. But she helped me.
Yeah.
You know, and right now, 12 years later, we the best of friends.
That's good.
We are the best of friends. I can call her for anything. She can call me for anything. And we still have that bond with each other. She can talk. She'll tell me when I'm wrong. I tell her when she's wrong. But I always got her back because she had my back 12 years ago. And I didn't know who she was.
Yeah.
And we've been best friends ever since.
That's good.
Ever
That's
since.
wonderful.
And so a lot of people that's been on the journey with me. Another Tony, she was on a journey with me. We not close like we used to, but she was on the journey with me. And then there was Rosemary Moore. She's been on the journey with me for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
And so she's been on a journey with me, and she always called me boss lady too. And so she know what I was going through at the time because they shared my journey with me.
Yeah.
They've cried with me, they've prayed with me. You know, they've been there. And when I get frustrated, I'll call Rosemary or Tony Thomas, and then I get frustrated, I start crying. They be like, "It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay, princess, calm down." Because
Yeah.
Rosemary called me princess. "All right, princess, it's okay. Calm down, princess." Okay, and then I can't talk to her because then she started crying too. So
Yeah.
she ain't no help. I don't call Rosemary when I get emotional. When I'm emotional, I don't call Rosemary because she don't never give me no advice because she's too busy crying. So she can't give me no advice, so I call Tony. Because Tony is gonna rationalize with me. She gonna talk to me. She gonna talk me through it. But Rosemary, she ain't no help. None. Rosemary ain't no help. She gonna cry.
Speaking of princess, you have been called the princess of R&B right here in Memphis, Tennessee, and I should say the southern region.
The southern region.
So I know you've been performing, or you have performed live and had music out. Are you planning on releasing any more music anytime soon, or do you have any performances coming up?
I released one song about 4 weeks ago, and it's called "Ain't Nobody Crazy."
Okay.
And it's talking about, it's like a country song.
Okay.
And it's talking about ain't nobody crazy. It's talking about women that's going through situations with men, and men think we crazy when you keep postponing stuff on us. But we ain't stupid, you know. Ain't nobody crazy. I know what you're doing. We ain't crazy.
Right, yeah.
We got this thing called woman intuition. We know, we know. Now y'all notice I didn't say intuition, woman intuition.
Intuition.
Intuition. Woman intuition. We know when one thing
Yeah.
about a woman when you date, and then they don't get this. One thing about a woman when you are dating a man, we know when you messing off. We can feel it, and even if the woman is around, we immediately connect because we know, oh, that's her.
Yeah.
And then when you go to him about it, be like, "You messing with that girl over there?" "No, I ain't messing with her." Yes, it is, because your spirit automatically gonna connect. Because that's that thing that God has given us. You know, it's that discernment.
Yeah.
So we just about know. And then we watch women and the way they move, you know, the way they act, you know, their mannerisms. So that's how we end up knowing what's going on with women and who my man's sleeping with, because we know.
Yeah. But my question is, why do we put up with it when we know about it?
Self-esteem.
Okay.
Low self-esteem. I spoke with women before about the same thing, and I'm not gonna say I've never been there, because I have. You know, about before I moved to Memphis, You know, he was supposed to be my fiance, but he ended up not being my fiance. And it hurt my heart when I left. Oh, God, when I tell you, I cut my hair off and everything. I had one of those moments.
Okay.
You know, about 20 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Because you can't tell. Most people say, girl, I'd have been done left him. Girl, he ain't no good. I'm a girl. You know, because I'd have been gone. You don't know what you're going to do when you in that situation.
Yeah.
Because when you love somebody, you will go. You will do anything for that person, no matter how much he dogs you. It's always like that R. Kelly song, when a woman's fed up. It ain't nothing you can do about it. I had to get fed up in order to walk away. But you have to allow them to get fed up in order to walk away. And that's the thing with us as women. So when people say, well, Tawana, now I'm at the place, I don't care if I love you or not, I'm out. Good day, sir.
Yeah.
Good day.
Because love is not enough. You know, it's a question out there. Is love enough for relationships, for a marriage, for a committed relationship?
Right.
And it's not.
It's not.
You know, there has to be respect,
Mm-hmm.
communication. Love is not enough.
Love is not enough. Sex is not enough. Sex doesn't make their relationship better. It does not. It just takes away the pain for the few seconds that it's going to last. It ain't going to last no hour, if y'all think that.
Okay.
Some people think, oh, it's gonna ain't gonna last no hour. Okay, no man go no hour in that. I'm gonna keep it 100. If y'all find one it is, tell me.
Well, you know,
I can't say that I got a boyfriend now, so I gotta keep it cool. I gotta keep it cool. I got a boyfriend now, so
okay.
I gotta stay calm. I gotta stay nice. I can't be.
And you said the people trying to figure out who the boyfriend
Man, they trying
is.
to figure out the boyfriend is. Somebody called me and said, you dating a preacher. I said, who done told y'all that?
They just trying to find
They're trying
out.
to picking.
They don't know.
They don't know, but that's what the song is about. You know, us as women, how we knowing he cheating. We knowing he doing a whole lot of stuff. But we sit there because we take it because we love that person and we really want him to do right.
Yeah.
But he won't do right. And my mama always says, so you gonna keep being aloof? And I was like, what is aloof? A fool. F-O-L, backwards, aloof.
Your mama was something else.
Oh, Hattie was something else. Hattie was something else,
a fool.
aloof. You gonna keep being aloof? Mama, what is aloof? A fool. You gonna keep being a fool? But a lot of us as women, we are fools. And I hate to say it, we are fools for men that we fall in love with. And I've gotten to the point where, when it happened to me 20 years ago, I got a boyfriend, I can date you forever. But you mess up, oh, I'm out. I'm gonna cry about it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get in my little corner and pray about it. At night, I'm gonna cry and cry and cry. I'm gonna cry it out, but I ain't coming back.
Yeah.
And it's okay to hurt. It's okay to cry about it. But it's not acceptable to allow this man to keep cheating on you.
Right.
It's not acceptable for this man to keep lying to you, and you know it's happening, but you don't want to let him go because you love him. It's not that much love. A man that loves you will not cheat on you. A man that loves you will he respects you. Y'all have trust. And some men these days, they don't have trust. They just want to jump in the bed, as my mama say, pounce. They pounce from woman to woman. But one day my mama said, they're going to pounce on the wrong woman, and you're going to get HIV.
Oh.
And you're going to be pounced out.
Okay.
I
I didn't think you was going to say.
I'm going there because I had a friend. I'm telling y'all something. I had a friend, and I'm telling you, Karla, I had a friend. And I asked him, how did he get HIV? Now, most people say you get HIV, sex is one of the main ones, and needles are the other one.
Right.
So I just wanted to know how did he get HIV?
Right.
And he said to me, he said, Tawana, he said the girl was beautiful, built like a brick house. He said, and I was lusting after this woman. I chased this woman for months because she was just that gorgeous. He said, and when I finally got her, and it happened, a year and a half later, I was HIV positive. She was HIV positive.
Did she know that she was?
She didn't know because she
didn't
spread
know.
it. She couldn't have known because it lays dormant for a while. But he said he so happened to go get checked out and get some blood work done, and that's when he found out he was HIV positive. Because we just look at this pretty face, this gorgeous shape. Oh, she bad. He said that's all I was looking at. She was bad. One thing about nothing else, but she was bad.
Yeah.
And bad got him in the situation that he in. And that HIV is now full-blown AIDS because she was bad. It don't pay to jump from bed to bed. It don't pay to do that because you end up being in situations that you shouldn't be in. One of my friends is in jail right now for molestation and statutory rape because he didn't know she was 16 because she looked it like she was 25. But she was just 16. She was only 16, had a fake ID. She was only 16.
Oh, she had a, wow.
And now he's in jail for statutory rape because it wasn't rape, it was consensual, but she was 16.
But she was 16.
She was 16. So my mom had his things. Everything that glitters not gold, baby. Because you're going to end up in some trouble. And so that's where that song came in at. Because we have to know as women, if you know your man jumping from bed to bed, let it go. Because he's not only is he sleeping with that woman, you don't know who that woman's sleeping with, and you don't know who the women are that he's sleeping with. Could be multiple, and you don't know who they sleeping with. So it go on and on, and that's the education side of me because that's what I did in the clinic.
Right.
I tracked down people that was HIV positive and full blown AIDS, and then I had to go back and track who they slept with, and then I had to find who they slept with, and I had to track it all the way back to the main person that had it. And so you have to remember when you're sleeping with one man, you're sleeping with 50 other women because you don't know who he's sleeping with. You don't know who they're sleeping with.
Right.
You just trust that this man is belong to you, but you don't know what he's doing. So when women get mad that he cheating, baby, I'm done. Good day. Oh no, you playing Russian roulette with my life.
Yeah.
That's Russian roulette. You're not finna kill me. When I find out you cheating, I'm finna cut you off. I'm done. No, sir. No, sir. And say they don't see the warning signs. There's always warning signs in everything you do, and they don't see it.
And a lot of times women talk about, they put so much into the relationship that they don't want to let it go. They don't want to start over again with somebody else.
I'm out. I don't care. I'm out.
And that's the best, and that's the healthiest thing for the woman that, might be experiencing that.
Exactly. It's other fish in the sea.
Yeah.
You don't have to stick to that one fish.
Yeah.
Get yourself together. Cry it out. Pray it out. Do whatever you do. But get yourself together because there is somebody out there. I always told somebody, the one thing I said to somebody is when God get ready to give me the man that I desire, that he wants me to have, it's going to be tailor-made just for me. Tailor-made design just for me. I ain't gonna have to worry about what he's doing. I'm not gonna have to chase him down. I'm not gonna have any of that. And the man that I have now, I think he was tailor-made for me. Well, we've been dating each other 6 months, and he ain't jumped and tried to say let's have sex. He ain't jumped and did that yet. 6 months. He's actually been a man. And somebody said, well, he ain't actually 6 months. Guess what? He probably cheating. No. We on the phone with each other all day. All day, and we go to sleep on the phone at night. So no, he ain't doing nothing. And he'll call me, babe, I'm over here. Babe, I'm doing this. Babe, I'm doing this. Because that connection that we have, and we have a trust issue. We trust each other, in the relationship that we have. And so with this man that I'm dating, everybody think is a preacher. He is not a preacher, but sometimes God takes you through things in life. And when you think you got the right one, it end up not being the right one. And so you go through this turmoil, and you got to go through some stuff. But when you're done going through it, that's when God gives you what you need. Not what you want, what you need.
Yeah.
It's not what I wanted. He ain't what I wanted. I've been doing it for over 20 years. It ain't what I wanted. But God said, no, I'm going to send you what you need. And so he sent me what I need. And I've been happy so far. 6 months, happy so far.
That's good.
So far.
Good. And so it sounds like it started off as friendship.
Yeah, because we've been knowing each other a long time, but never actually really looked at each other like that. You know how you see somebody and you're like, oh, that's just him. And that's how it was with me and him. Oh, that's just him. We started talking with each other about 6 years ago. Didn't work out. So, but it didn't happen. It wasn't our time.
Yeah.
And so we continue to be friends, but we still talk throughout other times. We just still been friends, but it wasn't, timing was off.
Yeah.
Timing. But now, it was like God said, okay, this your time now.
Yeah.
It is your time. So when God does it, it's good. When he sees what he's trying to give you, and this for all the women out there, sometimes God does stuff because it's not for you. No matter how much you want it to work out, it is not for you. But if you don't let it go, you'll continue to be in that relationship with somebody that don't even want you. He just want to pounce on you. He don't want you. He just want to pounce on you. Because if he wanted you, he wouldn't have to pounce on other women. His heart, his mind, and his soul will be just with you.
She
and
said.
only you.
She said it one more time. If he wanted you, he
be-
wouldn't have to pounce on
You don't
other
have-
women.
You don't have to pounce. You ain't got to pounce on other women because he's just designated to you. And that's what we mess up at as black men. Black men want to pounce on everybody, and they think this is cool. This ain't cool to pounce on everybody. That's not cool, because then you're going to miss the blessing that God has for you. And sometimes the blessing is right there in your face. But because you're too busy trying to pounce on everybody because you can get it, you end up missing your blessing. And then what happens is later on down the line, he gets something that he don't even want. You end up with something you don't want. When God was trying to give it to you, my mom, here's go Hattie again. My mom would say, sometimes God sets the table for you. He gives you everything on that plate that you need. And what men do is they eat off certain parts of that plate that they want. And the stuff that they don't want, they take it off. Which means in a relationship, God gives you the whole package. And then you take that package, and whatever you want in that package, you'll take it. Like if we got candy in there. If we got something in the package, like let's say we got a bag. In the bag we got some chips, we got some crackers, we got some fruited pebbles, or you know those little fruity things, fruit snacks. And we looking at me like, I don't want this. Oh, you can have this, but I like the chips, and I'll keep the fruit snacks.
Yeah.
That's what men do when God set the table for them. They don't want everything on the plate. So they take the part that they want, and they leave the rest for somebody else to get.
Okay.
And that's, go ahead.
Look like you need to have a book of Hattieisms. That's what it sounds like to me. Maybe that need to be the third book, cause baby, it is really something. Cause I'm gonna have to sit down and think about that plate.
Yeah, because God set the table. Sometimes God will give the man everything he wants. Everything is already, even the dessert is there. And he'd rather not eat the dessert, and he takes the chicken. Let's say he want to take the chicken off the plate. That's the meat, that's the substance. You got the substance on the plate, but you don't want the substance. The substance is not good enough for you. You want to try everything else on the plate. The meat right there. And then after you have thrown the meat away, which is the substance on the plate, you take that piece of meat and you done threw the meat away. And then you come back some years later and say, I should have kept the meat.
Should have kept that meat.
I should have kept the meat. The meat was what I needed to move to the next level. But because God kept warning you and he kept putting the meat back on the on the plate, okay, I'm gonna put it on the plate again, see what he do. He takes it off. God put the chicken back on the plate. The substance is there. Okay, I'm trying to tell you that she right here. But you so dumb because you want to screw everything else. You want to eat everything else, and you keep taking the chicken off the plate. So now that you took the chicken off the plate the third time, I'm done putting the chicken on the plate, because that chicken right there is going to set you up for financial success. That chicken right there is going to set you up for a better life. That chicken right there is going to move you up to the next level. But because you didn't do it and you took the chicken off, you just going to stay stagnant. And that's what they do. Am I saying it right? I'm trying to make sure I'm saying it right.
You saying some good things.
But that's what happens in these relationships. God will give them the meat, and they don't want the meat. They want the string beans.
Okay.
They want the string beans and doggone corn. They don't want nothing else on there.
Okay.
And that's what they go for. And later on down the line, they wish they kept the meat. Because the meat was set up to give that man what he needs: a partner, a friendship, a lover, a friend. All that stuff God had already prepared and ordained for that man, but he didn't pay attention to the details because all this other booty on the plate. It was a whole lot of other booties on the plate. And he said, I want to try this booty, this booty, this booty. This one here can go.
Oh, my gosh.
But later on down the line, he said, I wish I would have kept that. That right there was going to set me up for success.
Boy, I'm telling you.
She was my partner. She would have moved me to the next level, because it takes both of y'all.
And in order to see that, they have to see it with certain eyes. And, I don't know if a lot of men sitting around praying for wisdom, divine guidance, but that's what we all need to pray for, so that we can make the right moves. I'm keep on thinking about that plate.
You got to think about the plate.
That plate is something else.
And so when God did do it, God said, okay, well, since you don't want this chicken, I'm going to put this chicken on somebody else's plate. I'm gonna give it to somebody I know
Will appreciate
that's gonna
it.
appreciate this chicken, gonna appreciate this substance that's on this plate.
Yeah.
And then when that person that he gave the chicken to realized that this chicken had moved on to the next plate, he feels some type of way. Now he mad. He wanted chicken back.
It's too late now.
It's too late for the chicken because
Yeah.
she done moved on to something else.
Yeah.
So that's the thing that people don't understand. It's not always about how the woman looks. It's not about the size of the woman. It's not about none of that. But most men, all they do, they got tunnel. Some of them got tunnel vision.
True.
They just want to see this big booty woman, this fine big booty woman,
Okay.
and they focus on it, and that's what they want. And after they realize that she ain't got no substance, that she a dun-dun-nut.
Okay, I don't know what that is.
A dummy.
Oh, okay. All right.
A dun-dun-nut.
Okay.
I got that from the kids. She a dun-dun-nut. And I was like, what's a dun-dun-nut? It's like a dummy. A dun-dun-nut. Dumb. I was like, oh, okay, that's what it is. So when he realized she ain't got it all, she ain't what he needs, now he messed up now. Now he gonna figure out how to get that chicken back on his plate.
But
Now,
the chicken done moved on.
Chicken done
now.
moved on. Chicken done moved on. And so that's the things that we have to remember. I had to really stand back, focus, and allow God to do what he needed to do in my life in order for me to get what he wants me to have. And now I have this man, you know, that I mean, my boo, y'all. I ain't gonna tell y'all. He
That's
my boo.
awesome.
I
That's
know.
wonderful.
He my boo. He is my boo. He is my babe. And we can talk about anything. No matter what it is, we can talk about it. If I get frustrated about something, we can talk about it.
That's
and
good.
that's what you need in your life, somebody that you can talk to. Pray with. We'll pray. We'll pray in a minute. Because I think I was going through something last week. And I called him, and he was in a meeting. And he said, I tell you what, he said, can I talk to y'all a little bit, ladies? He walked out the meeting. And he stopped what he doing just to pray with me and pray for me. And that's the kind of thing you want in your life.
Absolutely. There's too much going on
Too
out
much
here.
going on out here. Too much going on. And people say, we ain't gonna tell us who he is. We will. We will later
When y'all
on down
get
the
ready
line.
to- okay.
Right. You know, because it's so new. It's so
Yeah.
neo.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't want to mess it up because it's so neo. Most people say, I said something on Facebook the other day when I was saying, if a man takes you on a trip and you can't take no pictures when you've been with this man a long, long time, but you keep going on the trip and you're on the trip, he don't let you take a picture with him, he don't be in your videos. You know, I said
That's
something.
suspect.
That's a
That's
suspect.
suspect.
That's
Yeah.
a suspect. One, there's multiple women. Two, he's married. And three, he don't want nobody to know about you, period.
Wow.
Which means, why you letting him pounce on you on a trip when he won't even recognize you?
Right.
And my daddy always said, if a man if he can't acknowledge you in public, then don't you let him acknowledge you in private.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to be no roach.
Listen, I have enjoyed having Tawana Murphy as my special guest. The new author, The Bridge That Burnt Me, is coming out this month. We're looking forward to
We're
come
looking
out
forward.
this month. And it will be available on Amazon. She's going to have a book signing. And Tawana, how can people follow you on social media?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook. My number is public. Everybody know me. I'm easy to get in contact with, and anything you need, y'all know how to get in contact with me. Facebook, my number's public, 901-436. What's my phone number? What's my phone number?
I don't know what your phone number is.
901-437-2717. That's my phone number.
I barely remember the phone number up here.
I know. I did. I used to do that too. I said, Debbie, what's the number?
So I've enjoyed having you. Thank you so much for
Thank you
being
so
my
much for
special
having me.
guest. And I'm looking forward to getting my copy of the book.
Oh, baby, when you read the book, don't call me and say, Tawana, I can't put the book down. 'Cause it's a good book.
It's a good book.
It's a really good book.
I'm ready. Okay. Thank you all so much for joining us. Good night.
Good night.
Can you actually imagine hosting your next event at the all-new SVP Banquet and Event Center? Yes, spacious, beautiful venue with plenty of parking, located in the heart of East Memphis. Let us host your next intimate birthday gathering, family repast, bachelorette party, wedding and reception, baby shower, corporate meeting, social club event. Call us today. Don't wait. 901-244-6874. The all-new SVP Banquet and Event Center.
You're talking about a good time shield. When we all come on now.
Center Stage Gospel Music.